Hey, so I want to talk about ideas, specifically story ideas. Such a fun topic. With writing, there's a bunch of different skills, right? Dialogue, characters, setting, premise, plot, discipline of actually sitting down and writing. And you have the generation of ideas. Some people are going to be naturally talented at this. I have friends who have a million bajillion ideas. They just pop out of their brain, abundance of ideas. I'm not like that. I have to develop other strategies to come up with ideas since it doesn't exactly come naturally to me. If you're one of those people, if you're like me and ideas don't just flow from your brain idea waterfall, if you're like that too, don't worry, it's just a skill like any other that you can practice, and you just might need to be more proactive about it, but you will be able to find ideas that you love and that you can develop into stories. So let's get started. Okay, so the first step in coming up with ideas is becoming more aware of your everyday surroundings. I do this thing that I call nesting. I'm sure there's it's a real thing and there's a real word for it, but anyways, we're gonna go with nesting, where I basically notice things in my daily life, whether it's something that someone is wearing, some line that someone says that inspires a character, or if it's a place that I see that inspires a setting. Basically, there are tiny things everywhere, always, all around, and all you have to do is pay attention to them. So when I see something like that sparks this idea in me, I put it in my nest. I will see something that sparks an idea, not even just an idea, but just sparks this excitement, and I will visualize taking that piece of dialogue or something, and I will put it in my nest of ideas. I like how birds take twigs and leaves and fur and pieces of hair and dryer lint, and you guys get the metaphor, you know, like birds. I don't really know much about birds. It's building a nest out of the random daily things that you see. So it can be a mental thing, but usually I will have to transfer that over either to a notebook I carry or just the notes app on my phone. It's totally disorganized, as am I. If you're an organized person, then maybe keeping just one notebook or a file on your phone, but you can also just have like many different files or random notebooks everywhere like me. Probably don't do that. Probably be more organized than me. It's a good reference point for you to be able to go to that, and if you're totally stuck or you just hit this wall or you don't know what to write about, just to kind of flip through your phone file or your notebook and see things that have excited you before. But more than that, it's also just a way to train your brain to pick up more on what you see around you and to pay more attention to the world. And the world, there's tons of weird stuff going on. There's so much inspiration. The more you train yourself to pick up on that, the easier time you're gonna have coming up with ideas. Also, it's probably just better in terms of like a living point of, you know, like appreciating the world around you. But who cares about that? We just care about writing here. Point number 2 is along those lines, but more intense, is people watching. People watching is a great way to come up with ideas because, again, people do weird stuff all the time. So beyond just paying more attention in your daily life, you can go out with the express purpose of eavesdropping, honestly. So the best way that I have found to do this is to go to a public place where it's not weird if you're there. Please don't go to a playground and watch children. Don't do that. But someplace like a cafe or a bus, you can pick 2 people, just 2 people that are not together. Like that old lady in the corner that's knitting, and that 17-year-old boy that's playing World of Warcraft on his computer. It's a very eclectic cafe, apparently. But you pick those 2 and then generate 10 reasons why they would have to interact. And the first few are gonna be something like, she accidentally took his coffee, she's scolding him for playing World of Warcraft because it's ruining his young mind. But then, by the time you get to 10, or if you're ambitious, like 20, 30, 100, I don't know, I've never done 100. You're gonna get some weird stuff. You're gonna get like, a robber just ran into the cafe and the boy has to grab that woman's scarf that she's knitting and use it to trip the robber. So he falls and then he drops all the money that he stole, and also he drops this key, and it turns out to be the key to you get the point. Sometimes we get into these ruts. We can have our go-to characters that we create. Like I write for kids, so I'll have the strict teacher, or the distant parent, the wild friend. We have these archetypes in our head that we write to. But if you go out and you see actual people, you just see the abundance of different people that are in the world, and it will inspire you and push you to come up with new types of characters and new types of stories. All right, number 3, keep an idea box. Now, this can be a shoebox or a jewelry box. I personally use my grandmother's jewelry box because I think it's nice. It makes me happy. I'll show you guys. Hi. This is the box that I keep. I don't know if it's in focus. Pretty small. So at one point I kept random slips of paper in here, and I would just write words that I liked. So I would write mermaid on one slip, put it in the box, acid on another slip, and then I would just put it in and mix it up. And then what you do is you pull out 1 or 2 or 3, and then you just do an exercise. You have 15 minutes to come up with a story that combines all of the words. Acid mermaid. There's a lot you can do with that. Gonna get interesting, at least. Number 4 is in a similar vein, but working specifically with tropes. And you're gonna be mixing and matching tropes that you like or tropes that you hate. But a lot of new ideas is a mishmash of things. So in pitching, inquiries, in even the description on the back of a book, you'll see this is X meets Y, or this is X meets Y with a bit of Z. Think of your favorite TV shows, your favorite movies, your favorite music. If you say something like, this is Stranger Things meets Love Actually meets Beyonce, I mean, I would read that. The idea is to keep doing this and to keep putting random things together until you find something that is exciting to you, that starts sparking these new ideas, that makes you want to write. The idea is just the starting point. And once you're at the starting point, then you can get to the fun part. But yeah, those are my tips in a nutshell. If you follow all of these tips, you will have a ton of new ideas. They will not all be good ideas, but you will have a few that you really like and that really excite you. If you get that fluttery butterflies feeling, then pursue it. Writing is supposed to be fun, and sometimes I know that I do this for sure, but we put so much pressure on this high concept or this hook, this big idea that will make people want to pick up this story and read it cover to cover. But if you're putting that much pressure on this, you're going to freak out and you're going to block ideas before they even come and before they get developed. The truth is, if you write your story, the idea, the original premise will change, and it's supposed to. It's supposed to evolve and transform and change as you're writing it. And that's a good thing. But that also means that the original idea isn't the end-all be-all. Follow these tips, generate a bunch of ideas, and then stop worrying and just do it. Just have fun. Alright, I hope you liked this video. If you want to see more videos like this, just subscribe, hit the like, comment. Casual. Yes, also, I have a book coming out. If you want to buy the book, you can do that. I'll link that below too. Alright, do all the things. I'll see you later. Bye.